So, double jab right hand. And then left hook to the wall, yeah?
Left up?
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
What? Bang, break the wall.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah.
And then after.
Yeah.
This is GloveGossip, and I'm here with Tommy The Judge Hench. Nice to meet you, mate.
Nice to meet you too, brother.
Thanks for coming down.
My pleasure.
Is it a long drive?
Yeah, about 2 hours, yeah, a couple of hours to go out.
2 hours. So what's it like living in Birmingham?
It's dramatic. It's very traumatic, mate.
Is it rough down there, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Well, from where I grew up and that, yeah, the kind of state where I grew up on, you know, it was violence from the moment I came out the door at age 8 of 8. I was in my first fight.
Age 8?
Yeah.
What, was that on the estate against a bully or what?
Yeah, a couple of older lads were sitting on the sitting on this little alleyway, and they forced me and my mate into a fight. Well, my mate as I grew up, but it wasn't a mate when I first met him. Yeah, he was like 11. So as an 8-year-old, he got like me as an 8-year-old, and this kid is an 11-year-old, and he just forced us into a fight.
Yeah,
So-
well, it's a couple of years older as well. Big difference when you're younger, that,
Yeah,
innit?
yeah,
And 2 years as well. Was he bigger than you? And
Yeah, he got me in a headlock. Couldn't move, couldn't breathe. He completely beat me. And then they said no fist only, innit? So they broke it up and said only punches only, and then I just battered him, mate. And then
yeah, because I know Wivenshaw, it used to be one of the biggest council estates in Europe, but I know there's a bigger one now in Birmingham. So I've always thought about, I know Birmingham must be rough, but I don't know how rough it is. I've never been up there, so.
yeah, I think everywhere's quite rough, really. You know, there's always like bad parts and good parts, but I think Birmingham, yeah, it was bad where I was, man. Extremely hostile everywhere you went. It's just, you know, there's street robberies, house burglaries,
Gangs.
yeah, car theft, gangs galore. Like, yeah, it's bad, man.
So what age did you get into boxing? What age did you finally go down to a boxing gym?
The first time I went to a boxing gym when I was 14, but obviously I had a tantrum, and my mum phoned the police on me because obviously my dad left the house and that, and I destroyed my bedroom door, and the police officer came into the door into my room, and he was like, he goes, what happened here? Did you do this with your bare hands? And I was sitting there snivelling in the corner crying. I think he's trying to butter me up.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm a fully grown man, I am. Because I couldn't do this to that door. He says, you should get into boxing, you should. And it kind of calmed me down a bit. So I thought, yeah, right then. So I went to a gym local to me. It was a little rundown pub, a dance hall. And it had a good couple of lads in there, but it was just, obviously it was just a pub, weren't it? Somewhere that they could go. There was an old Irish fella named Mick, and a proper nice English lad named Dennis. It was proper, like, he used to be like Ricky Hatton, but like tight, would go for the body a lot. It was really good. And there was another lad, I forgot the other guy's name. It was a big lad. I can carry on from there. There's one other guy who was a big lad. And we used to go down the dungeon and stuff like that. And we used to do a lot of the work in like, there's like a downstairs part.
Right.
Like where the drinks and all that. They used to put like the drinks underneath the bar or whatever. And that was the dance hall, actually. It was later on in the dance hall because we got a dance hall later on. But yeah, I used to train with these lads, and they took me into their class, and I used to go doing shuttle runs on the park, and then doing you know, in the car park we used to do our little press ups and sit ups, and it was the first bit of exercise I ever did, and yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
So what were the older lads that like took you under the wing, looked after you, and?
Yeah, one was like a pro box. A couple of them went pro.
Right.
And yeah, I know the three main trainers took them under the wing, yeah, and look after us, sort of thing.
So that got you set for like
Started doing boxing.
mindset. That got your mindset ready.
Yeah, like the first kind of family, first kind of group of lads, as we were kind of like, where we weren't just trying. It weren't hostile. You know,
Right.
The boxing gym was something we were going to train to learn to fight. Whereas the streets, it was just like, fight him, do this. Oh, look what trainers you're wearing. Oh, look at what he says. Like picking on each other, always like a fight and sort of fight or flight mode sort of thing.
So when did you get into the unlicensed scene? What age was you when you got into that?
I got my first unlicensed fight was about 26. So I got my face cut open about 16. So my ambitions to being a boxer was just, I don't know, I felt like it was over. At the age of 16, I think that you're very like, you know, I was very, like I thought like once my face had been split open, that anytime I'd get punched, it would reopen. I was just young and stupid. So I just thought that boxing was something I could never do. So I sacked it off, started traveling, started doing whatever I did. I got into loads of all sorts of stuff. I was already kicked out of school. I was already in behaviour centres. So I was always, in all sorts of mad shit, which is kind of I'm ashamed of. I don't want to glorify the stuff I was involved in. But I got into boxing after a holiday, I went away with my lads on holiday, and I came back and I got into an unlicensed boxing match because one of my mates was saying, "Oh, why don't you do this? You'd be really good at this. You'd be really good at this." So I just thought I'd have a go at 26 about, and I just knocked some kid out from Scotland. And everyone was going because I sold so many tables, and everyone was so hyped, and I was saying, "Oh my god, you punch so hard!" Blah 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 blah. It just kind of got a bit of a reputation building up from there.
So you knocked a few of them out, and you thought, right,
I was born about a 9-win streak.
I'm good at it. I'll have a good crack at it.
Yeah. Then I joined the amateur gym by me, and I got to the semi-finals in the nationals. If I'd have got through to this fight, I would have got into the nationals. I was in the semi-finals. I was winning the fight. But they disqualified me through throwing illegal punches, like windmills, basically. They didn't
Windmills?
They didn't like them.
Going in for the windmills?
Yeah.
They all like a good windmill,
That's
don't
what I'm saying, bro.
So what was you saying before? How were you saying about how you didn't turn pro?
Yeah.
How did it come that you didn't turn pro then?
Obviously, after into a few unlicensed fights, getting, I beat Goldie. I was always Birmingham champion. I'd been in the gym with a lot of professional lads, such as Sam Egerton and Terry Carruthers and Max Maxwell, and I used to go and support them. I used to support Max for his fights, and I've been around the gym for a long time with John Pegg and all the people around Birmingham. And I got to the point and I started taking rounds off Max and beating Terry and stuff, and so I was ready for my licensing, but when I got to the actual board and I sat down. With the people on the board, when I handed all my stuff in, I says, "Oh," he goes, "Oh, how much experience you got?" I goes, "Oh, well, I'm in the gym all the time. John can vouch for me," and he pretended he didn't know me. He was like, "Oh, he comes in sometimes," but like obviously he's just a completely different person around these people. They were like the official heads of the board, weren't they? So when it's just me and him in the gym, he's a lovely, he's all right. But when it came to being around the people that mattered, he dismissed me.
Yeah.
So
he done you dirty there, really, didn't he?
Indeed, yes, he did. I thought, he done me dirty. I ain't gonna stick up for him.
You've turned up in a Misfits top today, and nowadays you're making more money over there, aren't they?
100%. Misfits is a great platform, and I think they've utilised pretty much what I started. And I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I mean, obviously KSI got into his boxing and stuff like that, but I was the first Instagram boxer to do Instagram Live. And then Bounce Play Dirty, then Weekend and Bad picked up that platform by having influencers doing fighting. It kind of took the theme all from the same sort of from that Instagram boxing, because we had all the rappers and stuff at my fight. So we were kind of the first people to have influencers at our fight and rappers. And then he kind of took Bounce took it to a new level, and then Misfits have just completely took it to a whole new level. So it all comes from the same it stems from the same branch, in my opinion.
I've seen something about Liam Cameron. I think he wants to turn over. I think he wants a few scraps on there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He wants to fight with that Ty Mitchell. Fought,
yeah.
Doesn't
he? Yeah.
Tell us about your fight with him.
It was really unfortunate that I had the opportunity to kind of see how good I was, but with losing 12 kilos in 6 weeks, if I give
how much you lost,
yeah. So I was actually 80. I was actually 95, and I was ill in bed, and I called out Darren Till and him and anyone on Misfits. Sorry, it wasn't him I called out. I said, "Darren Till, anyone wants it? I'll show you how it's done." And Misfits offered me a Ty Mitchell, but obviously I agreed to fight Ty Mitchell. But after I agreed my weight, so the first asked me first, what weight is the lowest you can get to within 6 weeks? So I was like, I'll get down to about 80 kilos. All right, then cool. And then it was like, we fighting Ty Mitchell? Now, if it asked me the question back the other way around, I probably would have thought, right, if I'm fighting Ty Mitchell, I can't lose that much weight and fight him because he's world class.
Yeah.
His record don't reflect it. But the 2 camps he's had back to back, getting him ready for Usyk. He's been boxing with Tyson Fury for a good portion of 8 months.
Yeah,
so,
I never knew this. McCauley's just been telling me then how good he actually is. That Ty, I never knew.
So I had to fight an athlete under really poor circumstances. So by the time I got to the ring, me breaking down and crying on my way in, I think I needed a week's rest and I needed something to eat. I didn't need to be fighting someone at the end of a marathon. It's like saying, come and run a marathon with me and then go and fight somebody. It's like, give me a rest, man. I've just ran a marathon here.
Yeah.
But nobody sees that, and I
You
try
went in
to.
there drained, didn't you?
That's it, Tommy Drenched.
Yeah. Tommy Drenched.
Tommy Drenched, like it looks like me. Sounds like me. Tommy Hench, Tommy Drenched, but it ain't me.
Yeah,
It's what's left of me after vigorous training and dieting. I was eating fresh air, but you know, I think they knew what they were doing. I think you know Mitchell's team and all that knew what sort of circumstances to be on, so they was confident of beating me under them circumstances. But you know, I'd like to see if you could do that when I've actually had something to eat.
Yeah, when you're not drained.
Yeah.
So what's next then for you? I've seen that you're fighting Jack the Flash Harris. You're fighting him, aren't you?
Yeah, in Bromsterdam.
Yeah.
Why not? Like, he's obviously with the what's his name? The guy he fought Flash. Bash, right? Bash is an old man, and you know he wasn't very good even when he was in his best days. He's not a boxer. He's just a guy who he's a danger to himself, in my opinion. So I try to get involved to take that fight away from Flash, so I could fight him on another promotion to so I could what's the word? So I could protect him, not hit him to the head, and just have a bit of fun, not try and hurt him, because I knew Flash was just going to try and make a name for himself, because that's what he's about. Now because I took that fight from him, he's upset, and now he's saying, "Well, you've got to fight me now," then, which is obviously I'm a lot bigger than him. When I fought Tom Little, for example, Tom Little was like 30 kilos bigger. I'm 90 kilos and he's like 130. So it's like 40 kilo difference. So it's okay when it's me fighting someone bigger. So I'm kind of looking at it this way. Well, I'm much bigger than him. Why not give him a chance also?
Yeah. Is it going to be a third fight with you and Luke or what?
Well, obviously the rematch kind of showed that it was just me being like on the gummy bears, mate. When I fought Luke the first time, I was taking CBD gummy bears. I was just half asleep, all day. I couldn't sleep the fight. I couldn't sleep, so I took these. I thought, a couple of these will knock me out.
He's on the CBD gummy bears.
Yeah. So I had a couple of them, and that's why you see me in the ring. I just stood there, like, and just let him hit me, like. But like, I don't train. A lot of the fights that people don't realise when I get in the ring, a lot of the time I don't train. I get a phone call a week later. Do you want to fight this geezer? Oh, go on then. Same with that Spacker geezer. I fought him like playing Fortnite every day, smoking, doing 420. What I do, just chilling, and then people call, you didn't play video games, you think you're harder. Oh, then come on, then I get in the ring, have a bit of a fun, and then it gets to their head, like they think there's something they're not. With Luke, he's quite humble, mate, and he rematched me a couple of weeks after, and then I just dealt with him. As you've seen it, he wasn't in it. The trilogy will be great. I think for the fans, will love it, but I don't see Luke as anywhere near me level, really. But everybody kind of thinks like, oh, because you're not, and you're as good as he is, and it doesn't work that way.
It's just a warrior and an entertainer, Luke, isn't it?
He's a brilliant, proper warrior. Fights anyone. He doesn't know what weight they are. Doesn't know what level they're at. He just gets in there. I love him, mate. I'm a fan of him too. You know what I mean? But when it comes to comparing his level to mine, I find it insulting. You know what I mean? Because I know that we're not on the same level. That's all that is.
So I just want to ask you one last question before we stop. If you could pick, if England went to war tomorrow, you could pick 5 UK fighters to have in your unit. Which 5 UK fighters would you pick?
Johnny Pickering, Ronnie Pickering. No, 5 serious fighters from the UK, and 5 serious good athletes.
Yeah, could be pro boxers, anything.
It could be anything.
Could be UFC fighters. Could be anything.
Ooh.
5 UK fighters.
I can't even use Lennox because he's not exactly UK, is he? Can I use Lennox?
Yeah.
Lennox Lewis.
Yeah. About Paddy the Baddy, you got to have him in there.
Is he Irish, isn't he?
Don't think so, is it?
Paddy the Baddy?
Yeah.
Oh, is this Scouser? Is he?
Yeah.
I thought he was Irish.
Conor McGregor's
He's got the same sort of accent, isn't he? It's all messed up. No way. Is he? I thought he was Irish, man. No way, man. That's another Scouser.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. I don't know. Because
I'd definitely have him on my team.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. If any 5 fighters. Oh.
Put you on the spot now, aren't I?
Yeah, I just don't know. I've really thought about the 5 best fighters from the. I could just name 5 really good fighters that I'm happy with. But then there wouldn't be the 5 that I'd take to war with me. You know what I mean? But
Well, it's got to be the 5 you take to war. Tyson Fury, what about him?
yeah, Tyson Fury,
He's a
100%.
unit,
He's a massive, big heavyweight.
Yeah.
He's one, definitely that's one. 100%. Thanks for the help there. I needed that one. My mind's gone blank for all the good
Tyson
fighters.
Fury.
Tyson Fury, Lennox Lewis. I'm thinking Joe Kawasaki's in there, and I've got Prince Nazim. No, but he's too small though. I'd be choosing.
Chisora?
No, I wouldn't take Chisora. No, I wouldn't take Derek either. I'd definitely take Tyson Fury. What's the other guy's name? Lennox Lewis. Big, massive head. Like they'd have those big guys with. I wouldn't choose any more. That'd be heavyweight.
You'd have to have a couple of fast ones as well to get around the side.
I don't know, man. I don't know what
units.
more we go into. Like, it's a really mad question. I could if you just said like, what's your best favorite UK fighters? I would go with Kawasaki, Froch, Nazim, Fury, and Lennox.
Maybe the Ricky Hatton as well. Maybe I'll take him.
He's good, yeah. He's lovely, yeah.
So is that the 5 you're going with then? Yeah,
the ones I chose, yeah.
Joe Kawasaki,
yeah.
Lennox Lewis,
yeah.
Tyson,
yeah.
Nazim,
yeah.
And who's the other one? Froch.
Yeah, Froch, yeah. Go Froch, gotta have him in there. We've got to have 80,000 there.
That's a strong team, that.
Got a Froch, I love Froch, yeah. We've got a Froch. Can't even forget about the Cobra.
And have you got any wise wisdom of words for the kids that are coming through? Any tips for the kids that are coming through? Anything? Like we've got this young lad out here. He's starting the circuits.
I just say one of the things is when you're younger, you think you know it all, and really, I think that your knowledge is equal. Like what you know now is like a grain of sand, and what you will know in like 10 years is like that grain of sand compared to every grain of sand and every beach and every world and every shore. All absolutely nothing. So just give yourself a lot of time and just focus on what your goals and you'll get there, brother.
Right, well, we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming down, Tommy.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us, mate. Thank you.
Make sure you like and subscribe.